training ground or a great leveling ground for what was to come. I thought that was the greatest deal ever. And it turns out that it wasn't the greatest deal ever. It's like it was a training school preparing those of us who are here now for what is the greatest deal ever. But when we started back in 2004, I got this phone call from this fellow named Cody Bateman, and he said, your name was given to me as somebody who could help us put together and straighten out our comp plan and marketing plan. He and Super Dave flew over to South Carolina, met with me for a couple of days. That's where he comes up with that statement. Was breakfast the second morning, and he says, well, what do you think? And I looked at the plan, I recognized it immediately, I knew the firm that did it, and I knew it wasn't going to work. It was worse than Chinese arithmetic. And I said to him, he said, what do you think? I said, Cody, you want me to tell you the truth, or do you want to make you feel good? He said, tell me the truth. I said, this dog won't hunt. You ain't going to make it with this deal. He said, well, I want that company's kind of growth. I said, take that plan, customize it to you, and put it in. Well, what I want to tell you is from that day to this, and a big, big player in doing that has been DeMar Zimmerman. Me, DeMar, and Jordan worked hard. Then David came into the scene, and then Super Dave's been there all the time. So what y'all saw happen here, what's been unveiled, is a piece of art that's been being painted for 5 to 6 years. So it's been a thing that's in the making, and it's been in gestation. It's just been born. Now, here's the significance of that. Let me tell you how big this is. The training plan. And DeMar started back in 2004. We got to have this training program. Got to have this. Cody would say we're not ready. So DeMar was really pushing this thing. And you know, DeMar, we really were not ready. Things had to fall into place. Chips had to come into place. But this training program that's been unveiled and that you're looking at is a carbon copy of that one. We just changed the name to protect the innocent. It's a carbon copy. We just changed the names. There was a different name for this one, a different name for this one, but the money that's paid out for the training is the same. The amount to become a trainer is the same. And I want to address that because I've heard several people say, I thought they were going to be cheaper, and it's really more expensive to get it. Okay, little thinking, that's not true. Let me tell you about this training program. In February of 2004, the CEO of that company in Lexington, Kentucky, announced some major changes. Here's what happened. They unveiled at that conference a coding in the front end of the plan for new people coming in, and a training program. And when that happened, that company was 7 years old, and it was a $56 million company, had 110,000 distributors. The top earner in that company at that month made $2,412. 26 months later, that company was a $1.2 billion company with 1,560,000 distributors. The top earner at 26 months from that month went to $1.2 million in income that month. That's how significant what you just saw is. Now, any of you who have any doubts, get over it. Any of you, get over it or get out. Pure and simple. Because, as he would say, boys and girls, this is a good thing. What I've watched and been privileged, blessed to be a part of, along with David and other great leaders, you know, I mean, I've been out to Utah, and David's been there, literally on his own, wasn't compensated any additional money, spent weeks out there working on getting this done. DeMar's been in and out of there constantly. And some of the leaders have been flown in and out. I'm telling you, this has been a labor of love by a lot of your leaders. It's been now it's come to fruition. It's been in gestation for 18 months. Formally, that's when it really got down and started the nuts and the bolts and the cranking and the cracking and getting this moving, that moving. What we've seen here is that there were barriers to building your business. Let me give you an example of a barrier to building your business. And what we kept saying is the barriers have to be removed. If you want something to move fast, you got to have a clean, slick path for it to run on. Whenever we did the queue and had the new distributor has to go get 10 subscription customers and 3 distributors to be queue qualified, that was a barrier. That's like asking a midget to jump an 8-foot wall. That was something that stopped people. But we had to evolve. We had, you didn't get that one?
Ah, I got
Benjamin,
it. A little bit slow, Jimmy.
he's gonna bump his nose and his head at the same time. So that barrier had to be removed. Has it been removed? Now to be Q qualified, all you have to do is get 2 subscription customers and have $93 in volume. But there was another barrier. You can't ask people to pay to be your customer and be successful. So when they removed the retail payment of $99 and $199, we left the $398 because we weren't ready to move it out. It had to evolve out. To take that $398 off, and one of the big things I heard is, what's going to happen to my money? If they take the $398 away, I lose my commission. I call that weenie thinking. You want to get commission on $398 at $100, or would you like to have 10,000 people training somebody and you override it $20 a head? Which way you want it? You know, or would you like to get a one-time commission when somebody signed up, or a monthly commission on tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue at 2 to 30%? Which way do you want it? So this is about the long-term picture. This company has just been born. All the barriers are down. All the restrictions have been removed. The gates are wide open. This training program is what will create momentum. You heard Eric Morris say, what's happened here at this event is why I joined Send Out Cards.
Why will the training program create momentum? What's so special about it? Forget the money that's attached to it.
It's the psychology of mob behavior.
Don't forget the money.
Yeah, it's the psychology. You know, when you get, the money is the driver. When people start making money, they get excited and they tell other people they're making money. When you've got Jordan and DeMar and David and Jimmy and 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or a dozen people making big money and the masses making no money, you'll never get critical mass. What makes things happen is when the little people, in our other company, we call it the Mama Nadines. That's the common, ordinary little people out there, when they start making money. And that's why I don't like automatic deposits in people's account. I want them to get a check, look at it, take it from the mailbox and go, yeah, it works! And then I go, look. Now, you're not supposed to show your checks and people, but do it anyway. Just don't make anybody see. Share them privately.
Turn that recorder off.
And so when people start making money, they get excited. When people get excited, their belief level goes up. When the belief level goes up, their passion increases. And then there becomes an intensity about it. And then the meetings that you've been attending that has 6 and 8 people in it will have 68 people and then 680. And when you go to a training event, which we did, DeMar did, I did every week, and you go to that event, David, and that event has 600 people in there to be trained. And you stand up as a trainer, and 400 of those people, somebody else got the $40. And half of those people in there are being recertified, and you're going to get paid. It's a virtual annuity that just keeps coming. Everybody in the program has to recertify, and you as trainers get paid. It's another income stream, and when people start making money, something happens to their belief level. And I call it MLM Church. And they go to shouting and getting saved. Hallelujah, brother. I'm making money. You're making money. Everybody's making money. Let's go make some money. And people